Japan's population continues to shrink, and part of the reason why is because the birth rate in the country is incredibly low, and that is a problem that we've brought up and talked about on the show quite a bit. However, it is having a real negative impact on the economy in Japan. The workforce needs more workers, and even though there is a problem with the population shrinking, there's also the issue of foreign workers. Japan doesn't have a lot of foreign workers, and so as a result, owners of companies are trying to think of creative ways to get people who don't typically work back into the workforce. And they're focusing specifically on housewives. So there are a lot of convenience store chains or fast food restaurants that are now trying to engage with housewives, and they're trying to convince them to come back into the workforce and go through some training just so they can have enough people to run their companies. Now, McDonald's Japan announced it is beginning a 2-month recruitment drive targeted at housewives under a slogan that roughly translates as McDonald's, no problem, promising new hires both flexibility and good growth prospects. So,
can I just say that's a terrible slogan? McDonald's, no problem.
I know.
Why? Was there a problem?
But they're translating it from Japanese. So
Okay.
I'm sure it means yeah, I know it's a pain in the ass to work, but don't worry, we'll be flexible. You know what I'm saying?
Okay,
right?
Maybe that's a better translation.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So housewives, one executive at McDonald's says housewives are a valued labor force because they are very hospitable and are very conscious of cleanliness in our restaurants.
I'm glad there's no stereotypes involved, though.
Yeah, look, in Japan, the pay gap is actually pretty bad, okay? It is the second worst country in terms of a gender pay gap. So
among economically developed countries.
Among economically, obviously, yes. But that probably speaks to why that type of comment is openly made and people don't criticize it,
Yep, no question. South Korea, by the way, is the worst in disparity. But to be fair to the Japanese, their female participation rate in the economy is higher than ours.
Yes.
So more women work in Japan than they do in the United States.
That's kind of bananas.
That's amazing, yes.
Yeah, so also keep in mind that the percentage of housewives in the workforce in Japan is about 20%. The percentage of Japanese women in the workforce experienced a sharp drop once women enter their 30s, from 80% at age 29 to just over 71% from the ages of 30 to 39. So as they get older and they have kids, they're less likely to be in the workforce. However, the leader of Japan is trying to change that by making childcare more available, by encouraging women to go out there into the workforce after they have kids. And again, Japan's female labor market participation rate has surpassed that of the United States and is no longer low compared to other advanced countries. And
finally, again, to stay on giving them credit, it's Shinzo Abe's plan here did work, and it brought more women back into the workforce with a very simple idea, as Anna pointed out. They got kids, and especially the older women who then want to get back into the workforce after initially having kids. So you got to give them child services. And once you do that, it turns out they want to work. But here in America, we're like, oh no, you can barely take any time off, and it might not be paid at all if you have kids right in the beginning, and then later, childcare, we're not gonna give you any stinking childcare. Here's some bootstraps. So it turns out if you do childcare, more women will work. Makes sense.
More women will work, and look, Abe saw that as an economic solution, whereas here in the United States, it's not seen as an economic solution. It is, it absolutely is. If you want more women to go out there and to not feel burdened by the costs of childcare, you want them to be part of the economy, to be productive. By the way, people who stay home and take care of their kids are also productive, but I mean economically productive specifically. If you want it to happen, you need to make it a little easier on them. We don't have mandatory maternity or paternity leave, and we also can't afford, most of us can't afford how expensive childcare is right now. It's so crazy expensive. How do people do it? If you have kids, what do you do?
In the big cities, it's just insane.
If you
don't live by your parents and family, you're totally screwed. And the government's not gonna help you, nobody's gonna help you. And see, gee, I wonder why the younger generation thinks a mixed economy is not such a bad idea. Support independent media. Come join us at the Young Turks. TYTnetwork.com/join.